Hey everybody, um, Mike, coming back at you. I got everything done that I needed to this morning as far as the proposal that I had placed earlier. Wanted to get on to see if I could do uh, a special conversation dealing with cutting and bulking, all of that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of questions about that, and the best that I could say is that's always going to be due to the individual, right? Because we're all different. So for me, I was at 217 pounds fully dressed, 218 somewhere in there originally. I'm down now to 201, 202, and that will fluctuate, okay? Sometimes I may even be up as 203, and that'll fluctuate, and there's a reason for the fluctuations. There's water retention that happens with us, and of course, the amount of water retention for me at 20 years old to 16 years old, 17, of course, there was none. So I was just straight, straight, pretty much muscle on bone at the time. And then, like I said, as I got older, I realized metabolism, of course, and all that will slow down on us. So if you are, say, in between 35 and in between 45, you know, as we're getting closer to that 50 mark, that 50 age, um, our bodies change. And our metabolism doesn't work as hard for us as it used to, things of that nature. Um, so I wanted to just kind of share what has pretty much happened to me. So what happened to me? Okay, um, was that with my body, because of my metabolism having been so slow, you know, uh, I I I ate whatever, whenever, basically. So that means whether I'm laying back and watching a TV program, or um, just hanging out in the house with my wife. If chips were wanted, chips were eaten. If Oreos were wanted, Oreos were eaten. How many of us go to an Oreo and pull out two or three? Normally we have a whole rack of them, right, that we can fit into our hands in one shot. Um, if I wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or anything, I never withheld myself from getting a hold of those things. So with me now, I started December 22nd, as in the working out regimens. I started to slowly but surely, within a few weeks of it, um, bringing in, the walking, the 2 to 3 miles that I'll do, because our neighborhood's pretty large. The 2 or 3 miles that I can walk within inside of our community, I could walk that. Uh, and I didn't realize, I don't think I realized how much that we could do so much better if we could intake what it is that we want to eat, and then at the same time, because we literally could get away with kind of eating what we wanted, and if we did the walking around, we wouldn't have the excessive weight and the baggage of that weight, on us. So as I was incorporating that in working out, be honest with you, I was learning that my body seemed to keep the weight at bay. Not to say that I didn't have some sort of a belly or anything, but I mean, it just literally kept all of the excess away from me. Um, just by the walking, right? And then you add to your walking the regimen of working out at least 45 minutes, up to, some people do it 5 hours a day. But for me, it's usually anywhere between an hour to 2 hours. So if you're incorporating that into your daily regimen, you can guarantee that between the working out and between the walking, your body's metabolism is going to start to kind of heighten and jack up some. Now, of course, for me as well, I'm on Testo, I'm on Anadrol, which is these are oral substances. This is not something through illegal activity or injecting. But these two things have helped incorporate, you know, slowly but surely getting a physique back that I once had when I was in high school. I still haven't arrived. I'm only 4 weeks in as of Saturday last week. And so I'm on my 4th week. It'll be the 5th week coming up this coming Saturday. So I'll be on for 5 weeks, and I'm planning to take this at least 8 weeks. Wanting to go to at least 12. And so with that being said, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do yet with that far. I don't know if I'm just going to stick with the 8-week cycle or just go ahead and move it on up to the 12. I'll probably, because I know I'm going to have to order more because I'm going to be running low soon. But anyway, with that being said, you know, I'll keep you updated as far as, you know, if I'm going to, how long I'm going to take this for. But I'll do this at least to the 8 weeks, if not the 12, or I'll go full 12. When that time period comes, now the next step of this process, in order to show muscle and have skin tighter to the muscle and less water retention and things, is when I will incorporate very low carbs, right? And continue to walk, but continue to exercise just as hard and cut down the excessive leftover, you know, any body fat, you know, that's left on my body. And then stick with that regimen of the working out. I suggest that, you know, if you would, I invest it in a dry erase board. And so by doing that and hanging that up in the place where you work out, if you're home, of course, if you're at a gym, you're going to have to bring a regimen with you. You know, I just took Monday through Sunday, and I figured out what body parts that I want to do. And, you know, so usually what I've seen, what seems to work okay for me is that I'll do traps first, then I'll incorporate to back arms, I'll incorporate to calves, right? Those muscle groups, you know, are perfect, at least for me, to work those three body parts together. A chest is a whole separate day, and biceps are a whole separate day for me. I try not to do that together because of not just the tightness in the chest, but also the tightness in the arms makes it hard, you know, with what I'm going to have to do, because sometimes I am required to lift air conditioning units, which you know, can be pretty weighty. So I just don't want to be so sore all the time, right? So what I've noticed with taking the Testo and the Anadrol, incorporating some walking and incorporating at least a minimum of an hour workout a day, it has been able to keep me at much better manageable physique, for lack of a better word. So, you know, every body is going to be different from one another, and that worked for me. It seemed to work well for me. So, and I'm moving into that, right? So now I don't go to any outside gym. I have the luxury of having 20-some chickens of my own, and so I get all my own eggs. I don't have to go out and go spend a fortune on that. You know, and so that's how I get my egg white. And me personally, I try to get at least a gram of protein in every day for every 1 pound of body fat, right? For every 1 pound of body weight. So, but there are days where I try to shoot more for the 2 grams of protein per 1 pound of body weight. And some days that works out really good for me. I know that, I'm not going for Mr. Olympia here or nothing, so I don't need to go too wildly crazy. And I just try to keep things manageable. I try to set that goal for 1 hour, and keep it at that. If some of my workouts, sometimes if I work out with my wife, we may end up hour and a half to 2 hours together, because we're taking turns, and we're having to pull the weight off and put weight on and all that kind of stuff. So, it's nice to be able to incorporate your spouse with you in your journey. If you can do that and get her to do it, it's amazing how much closer that you two will even, get as you compliment her. Oh, honey, it looks like you're getting toned here, or your traps are getting more toned, or, oh, look at your calves, or whatever it is. And so, because I notice differences, of course, in my wife, and so I make sure that when I see them, that I bring that up, because it's also going to encourage her to keep doing what she's doing just as much as it encourages me to do what I need to do. So, keeping these things in mind can help you, and start with small goals. Don't set too large of a goal for yourself. Set a reasonable goal. A reasonable goal is 45 minutes a day dedicated to weights, I can help with whatever is needed to be known beyond that. So if we need to get you more protein oriented, I can help you with those foods. If you need to, because you're so lean that you want to add mass, then we're going to incorporate some calories as well, right? For that body style. And if you're just super skinny and you've never had any really bad problems with body weight and stuff, then that's perfect. That's a perfect way to start. So, with these things that I'm sharing, with these things that I'm saying now, it can make such a huge difference. It'll make it's so impactful. It's invigorating. It's inviting other people, notice things that wasn't going on before and things like that. And it just works out great, I watch, like I've said before, videos that deal with working out. Again, as you guys all know, that I'm a Jay Cutler fan, so I watch a lot of his stuff. And again, I hate to keep beating that over the head, but because of his age and my age, it made it so much more, because right now Jay is just working out to maintain. He's not trying to add body mass or anything. So it's a much different thing for him now than it was, in the early 2000s when he was coming up through the ranks. So, and it's just neat. It's neat to see Jay, doing what he's doing, and he's staying focused, and he's got business ventures all over in these little places. Keeps his marriage together. His wife competes, and he supports her. And I just think that's a wonderful thing. So, with everything that I shared today, I really hope that it'll encourage you to stay focused with this. There's going to be days, there's going to be days you're going to get out there and you're going to be fired up and you're going to be ready to work out, and nothing's going to stop you. And then there's other days you go out and you just say, man, I didn't feel quite like I did yesterday when I worked out. And there's going to be days like that. And you just have to take those days slow and just groove with it, man. And then, as you'll see, there'll be another day that you're going to wake up, you're going to be so refined and so just driven and so oriented mentally with what you're about to do. And when you have those days, that was what it was like for me this morning, right? And I don't always have days like that. And set your goal, man. Put up what you're going to do, what muscle groups that you're going to focus on. For me in high school, I always had decent pecs, but I didn't really have too much going on in between. And so at my age now, those areas because I used to focus so much on arms and all this stuff that, that makes you fill out a t-shirt basically. And then now I find myself working on incline flies and incline, presses and dumbbell presses, I mean, and it's because I want to work on those parts that I was weaker at back in that time, because I was too busy trying to impress people or whatever, or girls or whatever else have you when you're in high school. We all know how that goes. Or even our peers, our other male friends that work out, and are you watching them get bigger. You know how this stuff works in high school. So, but anyway, with all that being said, enjoy the workout, enjoy motivating yourself with positive things that deal with that. All of us will find a person that we can literally connect with on a video such as this one. And some people are going to connect with me and some people won't, and you just have to be good. I'm not in this to make money through YouTube. I'm just in this to encourage people, because it's worth it. It's really worth it. So hopefully, if you identify, with what I'm talking about, and you feel that it can be inspirational for you, then please, subscribe to me, like it, leave comments. Let me know about your journey. I ask that a lot because I really, really genuinely want to know, your age, the regimen that you use, whatever. I'm going to read every comment. And I'll make sure that I respond back if questions are asked. Just be very specific with a question. And I'll do my best. And if I don't know it, guys, trust me, I've got resources. I've got resources to get the answer for you from pros. So I guess that's about all I can say for today. So again, I'm thankful to have 17, 18 minutes with you here, and hopefully encourage you. And let's take this thing further. Let's see, what we can do. Set a goal for yourself. Have that goal in mind. Write it down. Put it on your mirror. Whatever it takes, to keep your focus on where that's going to be. Because there's going to be days you're going to feel like you're wanting to be knocked off, the sled, and you've got to stay. You just got to stay focused. And when you do have not the best of workout days as you had before, because those times will come, you've got to learn how to deal with that, and deal with that in a positive way, and say, hey, I'm staying focused. At least I'm out there. I'm in it. I'm doing it, regardless of, not based upon how I feel. In any case, be encouraged, and like the page, or give me some comments, guys. Let me know with what you're going through, what you're feeling, and your age, and that type of thing. And, be encouraged, guys. I guess that's about the end of it again. I didn't want to take up too much time, not trying to lose people. I'm just trying to encourage you. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, hit me up. I'm here for you, guys. All right? So do your thing, man. Stay focused. Continue to work out. Continue to dig deep and do what you got to do. And just watch the results. The results will speak for themselves over time. Give it plenty of time, okay? Just give it plenty of time. All right, guys, be blessed. Thanks again, man, for tuning in for 19 minutes on this particular video. All right, God bless y'all.